All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're basically cracking open an owner's manual for your brain. We're going to look at the deep science behind personal branding and figure out why we crave that online recognition so much.
Oh, you know that feeling. We spend all this time crafting the perfect post, you hit publish, and then nothing. Just crickets. That little sting of disappointment, that voice in your head asking, did anyone even see this? It feels super personal, right? Like you did something wrong. But what if I told you it's not a flaw in you at all? It's actually a feature.
Yep, you heard that right. That sinking feeling you get from a post with 0 likes is a perfectly normal, hundreds of thousands of years old alarm system. It just means your ancient survival instincts are working perfectly. To really understand your relationship with social media, we've got to go way back in time.
So our story starts here with our prehistoric ancestors. Because believe it or not, the very same instincts that kept them alive on the savannah are the ones firing off in your brain while you're scrolling through your feed today. Now, take a look at this timeline. The scale here is just mind-blowing. Look at that immense stretch of human evolution, and then look at that tiny little sliver at the very end. That's social media. Our brains are basically running ancient Stone Age software on brand new 21st century hardware. And, well, that's where things get interesting. Let's be absolutely clear about this. For early humans, being alone wasn't some peaceful retreat. It was, quite literally, a death sentence. Being part of the group wasn't just a nice to have, it was a life or death necessity. And this is exactly why. Being in the tribe meant everything. It meant you got to eat, it meant you were safe from predators, it meant you learned how to survive, and of course, it meant you had a chance to pass on your genes. Being kicked out of the tribe, that meant you lost it all. So our brains became incredibly, exquisitely tuned to avoid that fate at all costs.
So, how does all this prehistoric wiring actually play out today? Let's fast forward from the ancient savannah to what's happening inside your skull right now. The biology hasn't changed one bit, but the world around it, it's changed a lot.
And this, right here, is one of the most incredible findings in neuroscience. Getting ignored online, being left out, unfollowed, it activates the exact same parts of your brain as physical pain. Your brain literally can't tell the difference between a snarky comment and, say, a broken arm. It sees social rejection as a genuine threat to your survival.
Which brings us to this core idea, social recognition. This isn't just something we kind of want. No, it's a biological imperative. Your brain treats the need to be seen and valued just like it treats hunger or thirst. It's not a luxury, it's a fundamental need that has to be met. And the process is actually pretty simple, but it's incredibly powerful. When that basic need for social recognition isn't met, your body triggers a stress signal. Think of it like hunger pangs for your ego. That stress then creates a powerful drive, a desire to go out and get that need met. In our world, we call that the desire for popularity. And here's the kicker. Every single notification, every like, every follow, every comment, it gives your brain a tiny little hit of a chemical called dopamine. It's the same reward chemical our ancestors got for finding a berry bush or escaping a predator. Social media has essentially hacked our ancient survival code and turned it into a game.
But, this is where things can get a little dangerous. There's a really fine line between satisfying a healthy need for connection and tumbling into an unhealthy cycle of compulsion. So when does this powerful biological drive go completely off the rails? This table just lays it out perfectly. On the left side, you've got the healthy stuff. On the right, you've got the danger zone. When you satisfy the need for recognition with real, authentic connections, you feel a sense of sustained calm. But when you chase the desire for popularity by accumulating metrics, you just get short, anxious dopamine spikes and you start lighting up the addiction circuits in your brain. The goal changes from real connection to just collecting numbers.
So to really get this, let's use this brilliant metaphor. Picture 2 tango dancers in your mind. One dancer is that deep, fundamental need for recognition. Its partner is the flashy desire for popularity. Now, when they dance together, in sync, it's a beautiful, healthy, and balanced performance.
But what happens when the applause, the likes, the shares, the follower count gets too loud? Well, the desire for popularity gets drunk on it. It shoves its partner, the fundamental need, right out of the way and starts dancing all by itself, hogging the spotlight. And that is the exact moment a healthy drive disconnects and starts to look a lot like narcissism.
And you can totally see the signs when this happens, can't you?
It's that obsessive focus on follower counts, the endless hunt for visibility just for the sake of it, and that constant nagging need to one-up everybody else. The goal is no longer about connecting with your tribe. It's about being famous to strangers.
Okay, so we get the problem. It's baked into our biology. The good news is we are not helpless here. We can absolutely manage this. So let's walk through a blueprint for building a balanced personal brand, one that channels these powerful instincts for good. The whole strategy is really a three-step dance. First, you've got to build a solid foundation that satisfies that core need for recognition. Second, you learn to lead the dance by actively managing your desire for popularity. And third, you work to maintain a healthy balance so you can keep dancing for the long haul. Step one is all about substance. This is how you feed that deep, fundamental need. It means you have to develop real expertise that people can see. It means creating content that actually helps people, not just gets clicks. And it means focusing on genuine relationships. This is your anchor in the storm.
Step two is about taming that wild desire. Instead of chasing this idea of infinite growth, set reasonable, achievable goals. And this is huge. Change how you measure success. Don't just count the likes. Look for the real-world impact. Did you help someone? Did you start a great conversation? And above all, stay true to who you actually are.
And finally, step 3 is all about the daily practice of keeping things in check. Always prioritize the quality of your connections over the sheer quantity of them. Don't just broadcast your stuff out into the void. Take the time to actually interact with people. And every so often, you have to honestly ask yourself, why am I doing this? Because when you boil it all down, this is the key takeaway. It's about completely redefining what success even means. True popularity, the kind that truly satisfies that ancient biological need for recognition, it's not measured in vanity metrics. It's measured in the real, tangible, positive impact you have on your community, on your tribe. So I'll leave you with this one question to really think about. When you post, when you interact, when you're building your brand online, are you feeding that healthy biological need for connection? Or are you just feeding a runaway desire for applause? Because the answer to that question tells you everything you need to know.